Let's start this video off like this. I want to thank the Lord above for being my Lord and Savior, for getting me through all the times, good and bad. I want to thank my team for being my team. Let's rock it out. I fear no one. I walk with him. Welcome. What's the deal? It's your boy ODM Slim. And I'm back again with another one. We got a lot of things to do, a lot of content to get into. So let's get to this content. Respectable rants, man. I just seen one respectable rants, man. 2 black essays, man, from 18th Street. You know what I'm saying? People ask me, is black people from Mexican gangs is rare, and is Mexican gang from black gangs is rare. Well, back in the days it was kind of rare, but nowadays it's typical. It's like it's not too rare. You see a gang of black essays. You see a gang of essays that bang Crip, Bloods, and all that type of stuff. Or not essays, but Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't too far fetched. You know what I'm saying? 18th Street. They say 2 18th Streets do their thing. Wah wah wah. You know all this stuff. Travel themselves. So first time to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. You know I'm gonna have to throw these hood stuff in here, and that's why it's about. So we throwing this in here today. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell. Hype the video up and all that, man. Title reads: 2 black Southsiders from 18th Streets murder a man for snitching, and then shooter tell himself. Let's get to it, man.
Maybe I got it, knowing I get it right. What if I got it true? Could there be more? If it all goes away, is it enough? I can't recover from, did it go too far?
On the corner of 76th and Hoover, just feet away from where he was shot and killed Monday, loved ones of Miguel Marquez prayed for his killer to be caught. Marquez was a jack of all trades, the neighborhood handyman, helper at a taqueria, but above all, a loving father. Security video from a nearby business shows a man emerge from a dark-colored car Monday night. We're stopping the video before the family says it shows the gunman shoot Marquez. The business owner says LAPD has this video.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about how 2 black Southsiders from 18th Street would be arrested for a murder and extortion plot. And just to give you a little background on this case, there would be 6 people arrested for this murder, all from 18th Street. But the 2 that we're mainly going to be talking about would be TDS Trey, aka Shady from 18th Street, and Hop Out from 18th Street. And at one point, Hop Out, when he was younger, he was a Crip. Then years down the line, as you can see right here, he would join the Playboys. As you can see the hat and him throwing up Playboys. And shortly after that, he would hood hop to his enemies, aka 18th Street. Let's dive right into the story and get into it. On October 5th of 2020, somebody named Miguel Marquez, who was 43 years old, would be shot and killed on the 7500 block of Hoover Street. There would be 2 witnesses to the murder, and they would say that a black Tahoe put up on the side of them. That's when the black man would jump out of the vehicle with a gun and ask Marquez where he was from. And one of the witnesses would say there was about 5 people that were inside of the Chevy Tahoe. Marquez's cousin, who was also a witness, would say that a black man banged on Marquez before shooting. And a few days after the murder, police would be looking for a motive about why this happened. And they would find out that about 8 months earlier, on February 12th of 2020, Marquez was in a restaurant that he worked at on 76th and Hoover, which would be the same exact location where the murder took place. And they would learn that on that day of February 12th of 2020, somebody named Wilbur Cruz, who was an 18th Street gang member, actually went to the restaurant and spoke with the owner, whose initials is RG. And Wilbur Cruz would pretty much try to extort the owner, and he would say that the owner had to pay a quota or a fee for his big homies. They would exchange words, and that's when Wilbur Cruz would shoot the owner's dog, and he would say that the owner would be next if he didn't cooperate. Wilbur Cruz, who was the gang member from 18th Street, would then run off with a black man. And RG, who was the owner of the restaurant, and Marquez would give statements to police about the incident, and that's when Wilbur Cruz was arrested. And they would also learn that a month after that incident, in March of 2020, RG got arrested, and he would run into Wilbur Cruz in the county jail. And Cruz would tell RG that he would look after him if RG didn't press charges. But if he did press charges, it would be the opposite. But RG would only be in the county jail for about a week or two, and he would be released at the end of March of 2020. And he would tell detectives that when he returned to the restaurant, somebody spray painted on his wall outside, calling him a rat. RG would also tell detectives that another 18th Street gang member came by the restaurant and warned him and Marquez not to go to court, and he would say that member was somebody named Carlos Osorio. And after police did a little bit of digging, they would learn that Wilbur Cruz's moniker is Hellboy from 18th Street. And they would learn that Osorio had status in the gang, and he was referred to as the big homie. And they would learn that Osorio's moniker is Youngster, or YG. And after detectives learned about all that, they would think that Osorio's the one that put a hit out on Marquez. And they would say that Wilbur Cruz's case was scheduled to start on November 5th of 2020. And Marquez was killed a month before his trial would start, and he was killed on October 5th of 2020, like we said. Detectives would then do a little bit more digging, and they would start by searching for GPS devices worn by parolees that might have been in the area that Marquez was killed. They would then find out that two people wearing GPS monitors were actually in the area where Marquez was killed. One of them people would be Jannar Collins, and the other would be Henry Caleros. And they would be able to...
That GPS monitor, bro, that's one of the dumbest things to do, bro. Try to do crimes and stuff with GPS on, got the monitor on, and all this, man. That's the dumbest stuff to do, bro. It's like, it's stupid. Right here, this is where the plot got dumb. Now bringing bro with ball apart and got the monitor on. Dumbass.
Trace both their movements before, after, and during the murder. And on top of that, detectives would obtain video surveillance from the locations they visited that day. And they would learn that on October 5th of 2020, which would be the day of the murder, a 18th Street gang member named Trayvon Watson, aka TDS Trey, would pick up Collins, aka Hop Out, at around 11 o'clock in the morning in Victorville where they lived. That's when they would drive to Los Angeles, and they would pick up other 18th Street gang members. And they would pick up Henry Caleros, somebody named Santiago Vale, and another man. That's when the vehicle would go to the 18th Street gang stronghold on 54th in Vermont. And don't forget that Jannar Collins, aka Hop Out, and Henry Caleros are both on the GPS monitor at this time. Detectives would then look at Henry Caleros' social media, and they would learn that about 15 minutes before the murder, Caleros posted a video of him, Collins, and Vale in an SUV. And in the video, you can see Collins in the front seat holding a gun. And in the video, you can hear somebody yell out 18, which means 18 in Spanish. And that's
18, bro. I'm from the big barrio 18th Street ons. Barrio 18.
At some point in the video, somebody would yell out, "Let's roll out." And a couple minutes later, Collins, aka Hop Out, would get out the vehicle, and that's when the video would end. And video surveillance from the market would capture what happened next. And from the video surveillance from the store, they would see that Collins, aka Hop Out, exited the vehicle and approached Marquez. And that's when he would open fire on him multiple times, killing him.
Security video from a nearby business shows a man emerge from a dark-colored car Monday night. We're stopping the video before the family says it shows the gunman shoot Marquez. The business owner says LAPD has this video as police investigate.
So now at this time, don't forget, police would have proof that two people wearing ankle monitors were in the area of the murder. They would then go to their social media and they would find that they went live right before the murder. And they would see that they posted the murder weapon, yelled out their gang ties, and they would see that the video ended right.
That's some dumbass. Before you go on a ride out, y'all filming the whole time. You got, there's people all up there. This is dumb, bro. This is dumb, bro. You filming just for y'all riding out. And a lot of people say, oh, these people are strategic. They do this, they that. This show you that nobody's strategic, bro, in this gang stuff. Oh, this a certain side is strategic. Certain side, they just do everything plotting and scheming. This ain't no plotting and scheming stuff, bro. This is regular stuff like everybody else doing. No strategic, no strategy done into this. Man.
Before the murder. And they would also have
No
surveillance
study.
footage from across the street where the murder happened. And they would also get surveillance footage of after the shooting. And they would see that Collins, aka Hop Out, and others drove to Chinatown. They would then have surveillance footage of them getting out the vehicle and somebody was holding a tank of NOS. They would then go into an apartment, and about an hour and a half later, a different vehicle would arrive, and the 18th Street members would leave and get into the vehicle. And that's when they would see Collins, aka Hop Out, wearing a different shirt. And 3 months after the murder, they would all be arrested on January 25th of 2021. And 4 out of the 6 would be charged with 1 count of murder and 1 count of criminal street gang conspiracy. And Wilbur Cruz, aka Hellboy, who would be the one that tried to extort the business owner, would be charged with 1 count of criminal street gang conspiracy, 1 count of extortion, 1 count of criminal threats, 1 count of assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, and 1 count of cruelty to animals. And don't forget that they're saying the motive behind why Marquez was killed was because he was going to testify against Wilbur Cruz on these exact charges. And as for Osorio, aka YG, who would be the big homie that they're saying put the green light on Marquez, he would be charged with 1 count of criminal street gang conspiracy and 1 count of dissuading a witness by threat, because don't forget that a month after Wilbur Cruz was arrested in February, he would go to that restaurant and he would tell the owner and Marquez to not testify. And he was also charged with 1 count of assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm. And detectives would say that after the arrest, they would go through Henry Calero's phone. And in his phone, they would find a recording of a cell phone playing the surveillance video from the murder. And after the arrest, Collins, aka Hop Out, would give a statement to police. And at first, he would deny having involvement in the crime. But after a little bit, he would admit that he shot Marquez, but he would deny that it was his idea to kill Marquez. And he would tell detectives that he thought they were going to just chill that day. They didn't plan on killing Marquez. He would then say he did what he did, and when he got out the car, it happened so fast. He would then tell detectives that they were on NOS the whole day, and that NOS made him feel weird, and in the moment, it was fun. He would then keep telling detectives how the NOS had him messed up. He would then say the others congratulated him after the shooting, but he didn't think it was cool. They would then all have to sit in the county jail fighting this case, and some would go to trial, and some would take plea deals. But the first person to go to trial would be Wilbur Cruz, aka Hellboy. And don't forget that it's alleged this whole situation started because of him trying to extort the owner. On August 26th of 2021, he would be convicted by a jury and he would be found guilty on all counts except for criminal street gang conspiracy. And this right here would be a crazy part to the story, because on the extortion, they would give him 8 months in state prison. Criminal threats, they would give him 8 months in state prison. And cruelty to animals, they would give him another 8 months in prison. And don't forget, these right here would be the 3 crimes that Marquez was pretty much killed behind. So pretty much Cruz, aka Hellboy from 18th Street, didn't want to do a total of 24 months. And instead, him and Osorio, aka YG, would put a hit out on Marquez, who they're alleging told on him. And as for the assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, they would give him a total of 19 years. 9 years for the crime, plus 10 years for enhancements. So now instead of doing 2 years for the crime that Marquez was allegedly telling on, he now has to do 21 years. And like we said, Osorio, aka YG, who would be the big homie who put the green light on Marquez, would take his plea deal on April 20th of 2022. And he would plead no contest to 1 count.
Cold game, man. The young fool snitch, but you kill it. But listen to this story. Cripple Force first, turned Playboys, and then turned 18th Street. He was wishy-washy from the gate. He was wishy-washy from the gate, brother. You gotta think, oh, he down, he wanna be from the hood. Nah. He was wishy-washy from the gate. It's certain people like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hoods. Now I can see they be from one hood and turn another hood. All right, cool. 2 and 3 hoods and all that, they ain't getting fishy. Now you getting fishy. You know what I'm saying? Now it's getting fishy.
Of assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, and he would have the other 2 counts dismissed. And on June 14th of 2022, they would give him 14 years in state prison, 9 years for the crime, plus 5 years for enhancements. And as for the rest, before trial, Soleros, Watson, and Vale would enter plea deals, and Watson and Vale would plead no contest to assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, and Soleros would plead no contest to voluntary manslaughter. And Collins, aka Hop Out, would be the last person to go to trial. And they would give Watson, aka TDS Trey, a total of 14 years also, 9 years for the crime, plus 5 years for enhancements. And same thing for Vale, they would give him a total of 14 years, 9 years for the crime, plus 5 years for enhancements. And as for Soleros, like we said, he would plead to voluntary manslaughter, and they would give him a total of 21 years, 11 years for the crime, plus 10 years for enhancements. And as for Collins, aka Hop Out, he was tried alone, and the jury would convict him of first-degree murder. And they would also find him guilty of criminal street gang conspiracy. And on count 1, which would be the first degree murder, they would give him 35 years to life in state prison, 25 years to life for the crime, plus 10 years for enhancements. And on count 2, which would be the criminal street gang conspiracy, they would give him 25 years to life, for a total of 60 years to life. But that right there is going to wrap it up for this story, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all's respectable rants.
So, man, what y'all think, man? That's crazy work, man. Because he said 8 years, 8 months, right? But them 8 months all gonna be together. So, it went from a 16-month sentence to a 21-year sentence, man. All because somebody could sit down for a couple of months. Now, everybody got 14 years. Oh, boy, that told himself got life. Now, he can't even walk the main line. Like, it's a cold situation, man. It's the cold world we live in, though. You know what I'm saying? Cold world. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think of this, what y'all think about respectable rants and his stories and all that. And if y'all want to keep going and visiting these stories. But it's your boy ODM Slim. Not like the other man. I'm out of here. Peace out. What's the deal? It's your boy ODM Slim. You know what time it is, man. MummyDust.com, man. Mummy Dust, man. You see the gear, man. Fly as hell. When you see ODM, you see Mummy Dust. That's the only thing I'm wearing from here on out. You'll see all my type of, you know what I'm saying, custom-made stuff. MummyDust.com. Promo code ODM Slim, man. Get your 15% off all Mummy Dust gear. We going crazy, man. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is tap in, like the shirt, see the size you want, and get the shirts. No problem. Send them off. You see some ODM wearing. You want that? It probably cost you a little more. But listen, go check it out. MummyDust.com, man. It's your boy ODM Slim, man. I'm telling you, we got the flyest there is. It's us. Who fly to us? You let me know. You know what I'm saying? MummyDust.com. Mummy Dust with an I, not a Y. So if you want to be fly, Mummy Dust with an I. Straight up. Mummy Dust with an I if you want to be fly. Either way it goes, it's Mummy Dust with an I. Get y'all merch. Let me know what's going on. A promo code ODM Slim. We going crazy. Let's go.